Hi everybody, it's me, Jose Segura, your SMEEA president. Welcome to another episode of Fireside Chat with the President. In fact, this is our last episode for the 22-23 school year, so got a lot to cover, so let's get started. Negotiations update. Your negotiations team met with the district on May 19th. We went for a full day of bargaining. In fact, we actually extended it 2 hours because we were making progress on that date, which we're feeling pretty good about. And so here's what's going on. If you go back to the email this video was attached to, you'll see a link to a document that'll review all of the tentative agreements that we've made so far, any MOUs that have been approved, any that have not or haven't gotten to yet, and just as important, any articles that we have not completed yet. And so that'll give you a good summary of what's happened so far at the bargaining table this year. We want all of you to be as updated as possible as to what's occurred so far. Now, two topics that we did get to on the 19th were salary and benefits, and we made some progress on both of those. We don't have an outcome yet, but we're pretty optimistic about it. So optimistic that your bargaining team agreed to come back to the bargaining table this summer, June 20th, and continue negotiations with the district. So that's what we're going to do. Coming back to the table on June 20th to see if we can wrap up salary and benefits and any other outstanding articles that need to be completed. So here's what we're hoping to do. If it's possible, if we can wrap things up on the 20th, I know it's summertime, what we'd like to do is to hold a summer ratification. Now, your executive board has already authorized this. So what does that mean? It means electronic voting, same as we do during the school year, except doing it during the year, we can do it during the summer. Anybody who's registered, anybody who's enrolled in our SMEEA email service is also registered to vote for all of our voting systems. This means you can vote from any mobile device or desktop as long as you have access to the internet, whether it's Wi-Fi or cellular. So you can be anywhere and you can vote. You can also update yourself right now on everything that's happened so far by going back to the email this video was attached to, clicking on that negotiations update document and taking a look at all that information. There's even videos from a couple of our town halls that you can actually hear us go through each of the tentative agreements that we have in place so far. So on June 20th, if we can wrap up some of these big outstanding items like salary and benefits, what we'd like to do is hold a follow-up town hall on June 22nd, so 2 days later. It'll be virtual, so you could clock in from anywhere that you are, even if you're on vacation somewhere, check in. It'll be a short town hall. We're going to go over anything that was done during that June 20th, make sure everybody's aware of where we are, up to speed. We'll also put it all out in email so that if you can't make the town hall, you can just read along and you know exactly what was going on. And then we'd like to have a virtual ratification process occur within the next few days of that town hall. So if you go back to the email this video was attached to, you will see a tentative schedule for what a summer ratification process could look like. Now, if we don't wrap things up on June 20th, then we'll have to figure out what our next steps would be. It really depends on how much progress we made or didn't make on that date. We may it may include one more date at the table, which would push our ratification out a little bit. It may mean we just wait until August and start back up once the school year starts back up. But we won't know that until we have that June 20th date behind us. And so we're really optimistic that that date's going to yield the kind of results that you're all looking for, and then we can start our year with a brand new contract. Now, this is important also because we have several elements that are already agreed to, that are already tentatively agreed to, that need to take place first of the year. If they don't take place as soon as the school year starts, it's going to be very difficult to implement or to change course once the school year begins. So things like the maximum 75-minute for staff meeting per week, right? If we don't have a new contract in place by August, then the current contract rolls over, which means the 7 hours a month would continue. Evening conferences for elementaries. There's a bunch of things that we've already agreed to that we really want them to be in place once the school year begins and not have to do it sometime afterwards because we had to continue to go back to the table. So again, super optimistic about June 20th, but cautiously, and we will connect with you all prior to the June 20th to remind you that session's coming up, and we'll connect with you right afterwards to give you an outcome update as well as information about a June 22nd town hall if there's enough work was done that we can move to ratification. At that town hall, we'll talk about ratification. We'll also be pushing out communications via email, both district email and your personal email, so that everybody's aware of what's going on. Rep Council approves updated SMEEA leadership design. Now, this is something that I've talked to you all about throughout the school year. We've been talking with Rep Council throughout the year as well. SMEEA is looking for an opportunity to expand our leadership design so that it's more inclusive and that it really allows more folks to participate in the leadership process. Right now, we have a very traditional leadership design, which is a president, a few vice presidents, a secretary, and a treasurer, all elected at large. And so if you take a look at this is the design that the Rep Council has approved. If you notice that this design basically has three branches. There is the CEO or president that kind of is the head of the executive board, but the executive board branches include your officers, vice presidents, secretary, and treasurer. But if you notice that the vice presidents, two of them are now districted. In other words, they are vice presidents for specific subgroups of members, and we basically split. Half our sites would be under one vice president, half the sites would be under the other. And you would only those folks would elect those vice presidents. And then we also have a list of directors. Our directors have voting authority within the executive board. Most of our directors are voted on by specific subgroups. You take a look at the design there. The only one that is voted by everyone is the at-large director. And then the third branch is our appointed branch, and those are the chairs that you see listed at the bottom of the diagram. Now, chairs are non-voting members of the executive board because chairs are appointed by the president and the executive board. They are not elected by the general membership. So that is the design that we're going to be moving forward on. So your executive board's job now is to take a look at what responsibilities and what would the job descriptions be for each one of these board positions. We'd also need to come up with a design for elections. How is that going to work? Making sure that only those folks who are represented by some of those subgroup representative board members or officers, that only those folks vote. The at-large election happens with everybody, and we will also need a calendar where we can kind of break this up so that it's not a turnover of all positions every 2 years, that there is kind of this alternating cycle of elections. So your executive board has a lot of work to do, but we're really excited about bringing this new design into play over the next couple of years. Again, a great opportunity to increase equity and to be more inclusive in our leadership design. Section 5.13.1, additional hours of prep. All right, so we've talked about this before, kind of bringing this back to you all. This is section 5.13.1. This is the section in our contract that allows you to come in sometime during that couple of weeks before the school year starts to put in 3¼ hours of additional prep time at your leisure, and you get paid your per diem or your individual hourly rate for doing so. You are not required to put in this time. Nobody can make you come in and put in this time. But if you want to come in, put in this additional 3¼ hours, you will be paid at your per diem rate. So contact your site administrator, find out when they're going to be available. Again, usually that first couple of weeks before school starts, administrators are on our campuses. You don't have to come in first thing in the morning at 7:30 or 8. It's about the amount of time, the 3¼ hours. It's not about when that time begins or ends. So if you want to do it in the afternoon, midday, first thing in the morning, it's up to you. But again, contact your site administrator, make sure you all know when they're going to be on campus, and then your only responsibility after that is to make sure you sign in and sign out so that you can be paid for your time. There's a record that you were there, so you can be paid for your time. All right, again, section 5.13.1 of our contract, 3¼ hours paid at your per diem rate to come in and prep prior to the school year beginning. Post Siesta Fiesta. That's right, the Post Siesta Fiesta is back. We sent out an email a few days ago to let you all know. The email also includes a link where you can RSVP. We want to kind of get a number that we can give to our caterers so they have a general idea of how many folks they're going to feed. So we're super excited about this. August 9th, 11:30 to 1:30 in the afternoon. August 9th is your full teacher prep day. So that is the day before the students come. We want to see as many of our members out there, even if you only come by for a few minutes, grab a meal, say hello, and then head back to your classroom or to your department or to your office. We totally get it. You got things going on. But if you can come out and spend some time with us, we'd love to see you. We had a really great turnout last year. We're really looking forward to that happening again this year. We saw a lot of folks come out together. They kind of carpooled from their sites, which is awesome. There's plenty of parking at Centennial Park or Rotary Centennial Park, but if you want to carpool out from your site, that's even better. So Taco Man Express is going to be doing our catering. We love those guys. They do a great job. So come on out. Also, just so you know, I talked to Dr. McDuffie, and just like this year, next year he's going to allow our folks, you all, to have the full 2 hours for that lunch period. So if you want to come out at 11:30, stay till 1:30, that's totally up to you, but you're welcome to do that. Come and stay for any portion of that as well, whatever works in your schedule, but it's your time to come out, interact with your peers, say hi to folks, say hi to us, have a great meal, and just really have a great kickoff to what hopefully will be an awesome school year. Community schools. So we've talked a little bit about community schools over the year. We've been talking to Rep Council about community schools, and just kind of get you up to speed. The district applied for a community schools planning grant. This is money that the state provides in order for districts to look into the feasibility of bringing a community school or community schools to their sites. The grant's for about $200,000, and it's good for a couple of years. Really what the money is going to be used for is to bring somebody on board or create like a special short-term position for that person whose job it is to kind of explore the possibility of bringing community schools into our district. And so what are community schools, right? Okay, so go back to the email this video is attached to. You'll see a nice written description. I pulled that right from the NEA and CTA websites because I just think that they did a great job of describing it. But essentially, community schools are opportunities for those folks who have a stake in that particular school, in that community, that neighborhood school, to have shared decision-making powers when it comes to what types of supports and services we're going to provide to our students and also to their families. This is going straight to the people and asking them what they want. These shared decision-making groups include students and teachers and classified folks, parents, administrators, and folks from the community, especially community partners who have something to bring to the table. We have a lot of really amazing community partners who are not necessarily in any decision-making positions. This is an opportunity for them to come in, for us to talk to parents directly and families directly and ask them, what can we as a school do to help improve the circumstances for our students so that helps improve them academically, educationally, socially, and emotionally, and all these things that we work on. But it's not about us guessing what parents want or doing district-wide surveys and getting a general feel. It's going straight to the folks that will be impacted by these decisions and these choices and getting them involved in the process. And so I know our district has a lot of really great things for our parents. There's a lot of services that we provide. So how can we bring all this together and not just be a service provider of giving services to our families in our community, but engaging our families in our communities in the process of making decisions about what supports and services they need so that their students can be successful, their children can be successful, not just in school, but in life. And so we're really excited about this opportunity. If you go back to the email this video was attached to, below my description of what a community school is, you'll see some links to some short videos that CTA has put out that are really great descriptors of what community schools are. And below that, you'll see a link to a document. That document includes a bunch of links to articles and videos and news reports and documents that just kind of go through what community schools are. So you're going to be hearing more and more about this as we get into next year, but I just really want you to know that I'm excited about this concept. I'm excited about doing something that directly impacts our families based on what they say they want, not what we think or feel or believe that they want. Go back to the email, check out those video links, check out the document links, a lot of great stuff there. We'll talk more about this next year. Membership matters. Bringing this to you all because one thing we haven't really done a good job of is asking you all to be a part of membership drives and membership enrollment. We are getting new members all the time, new folks are coming on board, and when we talk about members, then we talk about active members, right? So members are all the certificated staff that are potentially part of SMEEA. When we bargain a contract, the benefits of that contract is provided to all of our members, regardless of whether or not you're active. An active member is someone who's a dues-paying member. And so even our non-active members benefit from the work that our union does. For example, negotiations right now. If we come out of this with a decent salary increase, all members get it whether or not they're active. It's not just an active member benefit. And so what I'm asking for you all is at your sites, look around. Who are your not yet members? Who are these folks that we can have conversations with about? Share your story of why you're a member of your union, why it's important to you, and encourage them to be members as well. We're trying to look for these not yet members and see if they're interested in becoming members. If you're not sure who your not yet members are, ask around. Ask within your grade level. There's only 3 or 4 or 5 of you. Is any one of us a not yet member? And if somebody isn't, let's have a conversation about, why I'm a member and how we can bring you along, and how you can understand the value of membership. The more of us there are that are members, the greater our power, the greater our ability to represent, the greater our ability to bargain contracts that are beneficial to our members, and so on. And so there's power in numbers, and the more of us that are members, the better it is for all of us. Now, the email that this video was attached to for this section on Membership Matters, you'll see a link to join.cta.org. A not yet member can click on that link and enroll themselves within just a couple of minutes. It's a short, sweet online enrollment form. Once they do that, they'll be fully enrolled in SMEEA and CTA and NEA. And so as you're having these conversations with our not yet members, invite them to that link, invite them to sign up. You can sit with them if you'd like and help them fill it out. But we're really looking for all of our active members to be part of our membership drive efforts, and so that we can reach out directly to those folks at the site, directly to those folks in your department who are not yet members, and give them reasons why we think it's important for them to be members, and then invite them to participate. So thank you for doing that. All right, folks, hey, that's all I have for you now. I know that was a little long, but I appreciate you sticking it out with me. This is the second to the last student day, right? Third to the last work day of the school year. So I'm going to say it right now and out loud. Have a great, great, great summer. You all absolutely deserve it. You've done so much for so many this year. Take some time to do something for yourself. Find something that brings you joy. Spend time with that, whatever that is. If you're teaching summer school, or you got a side hustle going on this summer, you got other things that you're doing, great, go out and kill all that. But also make sure you take time for yourself, recharge your batteries, get yourself juiced up, start prepping and planning for next year. 23-24 is going to be a great year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you all back here in August, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the post Siesta Fiesta on August 9th. Right. Bye, everybody.